Welcome to the Johnny and Omi Show. This time for the week of January 11th, 2020. Here we have the legend himself, Mr. Harjani. How are you, my
Omi,
friend?
I'm good. Like, very good. How are you?
I'm quite well.
Yeah, so what have you been doing the past week? Uh, the few days. How was like your vacation and stuff after Christmas? It's been a long
Yeah, it's
time.
been good. Was in America for 2 weeks, back home. So went back home on December 23rd, a couple days before Christmas, and then on Christmas Eve we drove out to Chicago area, just west of Chicago, and spent a couple days with my family there in the Chicago area for Christmas, and
I
then
saw a picture doing CrossFit or something. Did you do that?
yeah, did CrossFit.
How many days? Like, I've heard it's like very difficult. It has like my multiple courses and stuff. Like what is that? Spartan race or something like that.
Yeah,
Similar.
yeah. I kind of always had I don't know, not positive view of CrossFit.
Why?
Kind of strange, like
Okay.
because it just seems like I don't know, not very effective, not productive. But
Oh,
after doing it, I could say like
it
I
was
guess a
difficult.
plug for CrossFit. But I think yeah,
Yeah.
it was pretty good. It definitely kicked my butt and it was
Yeah.
good. But
My cousin does that in India, like joined CrossFit, and before he had like a big tummy, so now it's gone. So it works, but it's very difficult. It seems like initially it's very difficult.
yeah, so it was a good experience. Good chance to get a good workout in and
Meet your
experience
family.
experience CrossFit. But yeah, I was gonna tell you about it was really on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
My cousin who just got engaged
Okay.
over
Wow.
the break.
Congrats. Hmm.
Yeah, he volunteered to sing in the choir for this Lutheran church for like a Christmas Eve service,
Okay.
and
Did you sing? Did you join him?
I joined because I wanted to experience
Mm.
singing in a choir and stuff, and it was pretty funny. It was like very long. It was almost a 2 hour service,
Okay.
and
How
they
did you practice like before the choir?
I mean I can read music pretty well, so I could
Oh,
just read the music, so it was
so
fine.
you didn't practice nothing, just like went and did it?
Yeah, I just went.
Wow.
Yeah, and I
Okay.
think it was fine. I think
Mm.
we blended in well. Like, because I
Oh,
think
nice.
the other
Uh
people
huh.
were more like well rehearsed and they knew what
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
were doing, but for me it was very
Fun.
last minute. But yeah, it was not fun. Not too. It was not fun.
Not fun. Okay.
Because like it was very interesting. Like they did the Eucharist, like communion. It's like very interesting. Like the way it was like a Lutheran church, but the way they did
What is
communion.
Lutheran
Do
church?
you know Martin Luther?
Ah, yeah, I know him. Yeah,
Oh, who
cool
was
guy.
he?
Some leader or something. Martin Luther King or something. I know that he was like a speaker who he freed people or something like that. You know?
Martin Luther King.
Yeah, I
Okay,
think.
who's Martin Luther, not King?
Uh okay. So there was this guy. He saw discrimination among people, so he spoke
This
and
is King.
okay.
I'm talking about Martin Luther. Have you heard of the 95 Theses?
No, I just know the king, but not the other guy.
Okay,
Who's that?
so
Tell me about him. Who's the Martin Luther?
I don't know. You would
No,
you say
right?
you don't want to talk about spiritual things, so
Ah, okay, okay.
then we shouldn't do that.
Okay.
So how was your vacation? So
My
congrats on
vacation.
getting your certification for
AWS.
yeah,
Ah,
was
thank
it
you.
associate
Solutions architect. Yeah,
solutions architect, yeah.
yeah.
And
It's
then you're
thank you.
already on
Way to for developer associate. Yeah,
yeah, you're way ahead of me, but I'm gonna catch up eventually. I'm running.
yeah. Yeah, I'll
Gonna
help you
catch
with
up.
that. You can take mock exams and get good pass maybe.
So would you
Yeah.
say like most of your vacation was studying for that exam,
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah. For so the 7 days of vacation that I think we had. Yeah. So I spent my time on studying AWS. Then I found Payday 2 on Steam that is just 99 no 100 yen or something, 99 cents. Uh, then what else did I do? I went outside. I was on a drive to like I just like felt like eating food, like trying food, different types of food. So I just went to convenience store and then I got like a lot of fried rice, different companies fried rice. So each had like something else. Like one had egg and chicken, and one had just chicken, and one had beef. And I was like trying which food is the best out of all, and I found that for you users, listeners, sorry, that Ikinari steak has like this fried rice that is the best among all fried rice if you go to convenience store. So try that. Awesome.
nice? All right, yeah, we're gonna get into our first segment, which is tech.
Yeah.
So yeah, we kind of talked a little bit already about the solutions architect and
Mm.
stuff, but yeah, tell me about what you have been doing, I guess, at your job this last
Apart,
week, or what you're doing at the end
uh,
of the year.
so mainly I've been working with Dynamo TV. We have like just I was just learning more about it from Reinvent 2019 where this person talks about advanced techniques with DynamoDB. But initially he just explains it so well how DynamoDB is different from a relational database. So and then he goes into depth. So I think those people who didn't know anything about DynamoDB did learn from that. But when he went into like the advanced parts, maybe they didn't understand. But coming from tech by background, it was okay. It was very nice, and that guy was really funny. So maybe if you guys have time, you can just check out Reinvent 2019 in YouTube. And even during Reinvent, they launched Deep Composer that you can play the piano MIDI keyboard which connects to SageMaker. So you can just play a jingle on your keyboard and it will basically create an entire orchestra with drums and everything. And it'll create a whole song or music for you. So basically, that is the sad thing is like if they make it very well, then you basically don't need musicians. Like if you can just create a jingle, you can sitting here, you can make the whole song without needing a drummer or a guitarist or anyone. You can just have the entire song made by AI. So wow. So the robots taking our jobs, that's coming soon. Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's kind
Elon
of
Musk
takes
talked
the
about that.
creativity out of music making though, so that's
Mm.
not something that I would be interested in
Yeah, I
tech,
know.
but that's cool. I
Happy sad.
So is
Yeah.
DynamoDB like NoSQL database or
Yes.
yeah?
Yeah, it's a NoSQL database that is very fast and low latency. Yeah, it's awesome and it's in the cloud, so no need to manage. There's no OS to manage, so you don't need parameters. Like I had problems when we were working with ERP systems and we were using Postgres and MySQL. That time we had to manage the DB parameters in the background, which would uh, alter the way our database handles queries. So it would drop queries sometimes because of too much load. So we could just change the parameter for higher memory, but for with DynamoDB it just automatically scales, so we don't have that problem, and we can provision your read and write capacity as much we require, but it also auto scales, so it's awesome if you're looking for that. Yeah, it's so cool. And then I tried learning piano like during the vacation, but it didn't go so well. So in my system, my team leader talk about melodics. It's like an application that allows you to learn piano basically, but I didn't see any popular songs in that. Maybe you have to pay for it, and every day it allows you only 5 minutes to practice. So
Hmm.
so that's what I did, like DynamoDB stuff at work. What about you? What did you do? Vue.js? I think you were more interested in that.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't had a chance to do that at my job yet, but
Okay.
yeah, just hybrid mobile development. That's all. So kind of there's like two different projects that are kind of related, kind of similar, I guess.
Mm.
But yeah, one of them is only using Cordova and a bunch of kind of I hesitate to use the word janky, but kind of janky
Okay. When you say
code.
Jenki, I just Jenkins come in my head, but okay.
Yeah, kind of like
Hmm.
janky.
Code.
Well, yeah, like using Cordova only, but yeah, I like using Ionic, so I'm still just doing Ionic all the time. That's like
Okay,
all I'm doing.
so
Cause
if you're using Ionic to make Android apps, that's just forms, right? But I think you were interested in making Unity games also, right? Mobile apps.
yeah, I mean, I want to do that eventually, but I want to finish out our app because it's
Okay.
not really done yet.
Mm.
I made some more updates. I'll show you later.
Okay.
But
For your work.
yeah. So
Okay.
this app is very similar. I think I mentioned this last time, but yeah, it's similar to App Plaza that's very popular in Japan.
Okay.
I just checked; it has like 10,000 downloads here, so it's a popular app. But we're basically copying it. I think I mentioned that before, but yeah. So we're having like some issues with our API, like their API that's returning the data is having like some issues. So I added like a header, and I'm I'm probably going to be doing a lot with. I think they're changing my tasks starting next week, but
Okay.
I was hoping to get more experience with like the Google Maps API,
Mm.
because like that's also really popular like with freelancing or other areas. Like a lot of people want like map integration and being able to like work with markers and groups like that. So, but I'm not sure that I'll be doing that now.
Okay.
But yeah, so basically working on search conditions. So like if they like getting search conditions to work with accessing their API, like and debugging issues with like the backend. So we're using like Laravel and PHP for the backend, and we were having issues with getting like data for one object back with an ID.
Okay.
So, and
Mm.
in general, like I think the API call should probably work all the time. Like I think it's like going to be hopefully an app that would be released that everyone would be able to access this API from any network, like using their data or using the Wi-Fi network.
Okay. So you'll have like a website in Laravel that you'll be able to access using mobile.
No, so like the back end
That
is like using
okay.
Laravel and PHP. That's just like storing data,
Yeah.
and then like my app that I'm making is accessing the back end
Okay.
with like a API call. But most of my work has just been trying to like fix issues with the API
Mm.
because it's only working when
So
I'm
you're working mainly on the Laravel PHP code.
no, I'm working just on Ionic.
Okay.
But
So you're making requests, and
I'm
you're
making requests, but
okay.
they're getting rejected because there's issues with the back end.
Token and stuff.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
sure
Authentication
exactly the
maybe.
issue, but
Mm.
getting there little by little. But it's a lot. It's been completely just UI design. So
Okay.
designing the UI of the app, I've been learning like ton about like CSS. So it's been useful because that's always a useful skill to have. Like if, anytime you're designing any web app or anything, it's good to understand like all of that CSS stuff, even though it can be
Yeah.
kind of dry. But yeah, it's just been a bunch of CSS and
You've
some.
worked with progressive web apps. Like it is like a new technology that has come out with Google, but it's like if you make this application web application for so when you browse this website, okay, so you're able to store the website on your phone in an offline mode, so you can store some information on your phone, uh, so you don't need internet connection to access some parts of your website. So you can even have like a tiny game which is very small, so you can just store like a few. It's kind of like a shortcut that is accessible even when you don't have an internet. So it's kind of cool, but it's very new and very um, new, yeah, in development. So but it's really cool, like maybe I can try that sometime. So with Laravel and PHP, when you made the backend and then
I didn't make the back
okay,
end.
someone made the backend, and then you were accessing it using the Ionic API calls. Okay, that's cool. That's fun project, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, my recent projects were mainly with uh, lambda functions invocation. Like we need to concurrently invoke multiple lambda functions, and then it'll access DynamoDB. So it was just like a POC. Uh, cool, like cool project. So, but then in my meantime, I was just checking out GCP, like because you talked about Firehose being no,
Firehose.
Firehose is like AWS data stream. Firehose, not that. uh, GCP has its own Firebase, yeah, Firebase database, uh, which you say that cuts you off uh, when your payment is over or something. Free tier
No,
is over.
no, it's like after you get like a certain number of requests.
Okay, talk about the
Like
pricing maybe for GCP because I don't know anything about
I
that.
don't know the pricing, but
Okay,
my apps that I've made so
yeah,
far haven't like
charged you.
so I did like a hackathon with like through CINT
Okay.
like November. I think it was like in November, and I
Mm.
was hoping to get hired, but like we had a bug in our code where we were just like constantly making requests to the database,
Okay.
like writing to the database
Mm.
so often.
Okay. How many requests per second? Like average?
I don't remember, like
Okay.
yeah, maybe like two requests a
Oh,
second,
that is not
and
bad.
but like over I don't
Yeah.
know, maybe like an hour. I think it was just writing two requests a
Okay.
second,
Mm.
and
Did you have to pay for it? Like,
no, so yeah,
does
just
it
like
go over your free capacity or something?
yeah, it just got cut off. Like they're just like stop.
Oh, okay. Like for how long were you able to do that? Like make requests 1 hour to
Maybe an hour and
Firebase?
a half, yeah, something like
Oh
that.
wow, cool.
So
Okay, so you had how had you paid for that? Like for GCP, like was it like free? They give you free tier or something like Amazon does. Amazon gives you like 12 months of free usage, but with I think DynamoDB you get 25 GB of storage in DynamoDB, and then that's it. Like that's it. So do you have something like that? Like how does pricing work? How did you pay for GCP, or is it just free?
I've
And
only used the free because my apps have never gotten big enough to really
okay,
require that. But I know that in real in real
Use case.
usage, that's why AWS is so important, right? Because any apps that generate any amount of money
Yeah.
is going to use a lot of rights. It has a large user base. So that's why administration is important, right? So
But I don't think that is the problem. Like recently, I was just reading about, oh, yeah,
okay, unfortunately, we'll have
yeah.
to save some for next week. So we'll continue on. Hopefully, I'll also do my studying and get closer to catching up to you with the
Okay,
AWS stuff.
I'll help you with that.
But yeah,
Sure, sure.
appreciate you, man, as always. But anyway, yeah. So our next segment is just about our vacation. So yeah, tell me about like I
My
guess what you
vacation.
did. Yeah, in your vacation.
So my vacation was kind of like boring. Like I didn't go. Like if my friends, like a lot of friends, were going back home and like visiting their family and stuff. But I didn't. I choose not to do that. And I think I was thinking of studying AWS for developer associate exams because I had the time. So I was thinking like, okay, I'll get up in the morning, I'll study, and then uh, I'll take the mock exam and I'll sleep. But it doesn't work that way. Like you life happens. So what happened is like I went on Steam and I saw that for uh, for $100 you could get payday too. So when I saw that, I thought, should I buy it or not? So I saw the reviews and it's like, oh, it's so worth it for 99 cents. So I just bought it.
Wow, 99
Yeah,
cents.
but I didn't play it because it's like 27 gigs. That game is like 27 GB. So and my SSD is like 250. So I'm like, it'll get full. So but the next day I downloaded it. But if I knew that the pricing would increase in 2 days, like the next day when I installed and played, and at the end of the next day night at 3 a.m. I was checking the price because I loved the game so much. I thought I'll buy 10 copies of it and give it to all my friends, like the keys. The problem was when I went to see that the cost had increased 10 times. So now it was very expensive. So I didn't do that. But yeah, it is a cool game if you get it at that price, like at 99 cents, super worth it. And then I just studied AWS little bit, not too much. Like from eCloud Guru, they have this nice course. So yeah, go ahead if you are trying to get solutions architect as well. Uh, and there's another thing I did. Practice my piano, but not too much. I tried to do it every day, but with melodics being like expensive, like kind of expensive, $99 per year or something, and I'm not going to use it that much. I know that my piano is just like a nice place. So I downloaded synthesizer, which is a much better application with my MIDI keyboard. I just connect it and I use my wireless headphones, so I can just practice and without making any noise. So my roommates are very happy. Yeah, so that's what I did the whole vacation. Fun. You? What about you?
Nice. Yeah, so one detail I was gonna mention from
Yeah.
the Christmas Eve Lutheran service was yeah, so during communion, like basically we all lined up at the front,
Okay.
along like this yeah, like basically among like the altar, like along the altar we all like lined up, and the priest like kind of like we got like the bread or whatever
Okay.
like the usual, but for the cup he literally had this like goblet cup,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and
It's always like that,
he
right?
like poured like
Wine?
no I don't remember if it was wine or not, but he like
Okay.
actually poured the drink like into our mouth for
Oh,
us like for the Eucharist. So I thought that was like a very different experience.
yeah. But
um
how many people were there?
I think it was about 150 people
So
or
he
so
did that for
maybe.
150 people?
I think only the choir got like the I think he might have done it for everyone, yeah.
150 people?
It was a
How
very long
big was the goblet to for giving 150
well, of
people?
course they like refilled it,
Oh, okay,
but
okay.
yeah.
I thought like Jesus did magic. Unlimited goblet. Wow. Okay. Cool. Nice.
Yeah, so that was interesting, but Christmas Eve, Christmas
Yeah.
Day was nice.
I saw your pictures on Facebook like with family. It was fun, I think.
Yeah, it was good. Good to see the family
Mm.
again. So yeah, it was good, and then it was kind of like laid back. Like I wish I had done more studying or more side
Yeah, yeah.
projects. Like I
But it's
really,
okay. Vacation is supposed to have fun.
that's true.
Like you
Yeah,
should have fun.
like
I'm stupid. Like I didn't have fun that much, but I loved studying. So yeah, I kind of have fun doing that. So
yeah, that's true. Life is all about
yeah.
balance, and it's good to have balance. But at the same time, it was too much break. I feel.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't want to have regrets, and like I just felt like so much of it was kind of
Feasted.
yeah, kind of just
But it
not
was just
productive.
7 days. Now you have so many days to work. So
That's true.
yeah,
I've got a lot of
yeah.
days to work. That is true.
Yeah.
So that's good. But yeah. So what did you watch any TV shows over the vacation as well?
Yeah, I did. I find like so I'm like a big fan of Red and Link. So one of the videos I saw Ulan Rogers coming on the uh, podcast I think with them. So he was talking about Final Space, which he made, like the early diagrams, and he was talking about his startup and stuff. So yeah, that's when I started watching Final Space, and that thing is like really funny, and it's like so well animated. I think. So yeah, so I just been binge watching that. Like I think in 2 days I finished like 2.5. Like it's just two seasons. So season 2, fifth episode. That's where I am, I think. And I watch like this Good Witch on Netflix. That is kind of like too dramatic and too magic-y, but it's cool. Like, how do I say? Too dramatic.
It's called Good Witch.
Yeah, yeah. That's, but it's not animated. It's like real. No, it's not reality, but it's not animated.
Yeah.
It's nice, family stuff. Yeah, so that is good. Yeah, I think these two were the only things I saw. And as for movies, I didn't see much. I was thinking about watching Harry Potter again, just for the sake of it, because I like Harry Potter. But I didn't do that. What about you? You found anything cool?
Yeah, so it had been a while since I had seen Portlandia again,
Yeah.
but I love that show. It's so funny.
What is it about?
It's like a sketch comedy, so it's kind of consists of usually like three. I think it's always like three stories that are
Okay.
intertwined.
Uh-huh.
So it's like
Is it a series?
Yeah, it's like a TV show.
Okay.
But basically, you have like one storyline
Mm-hmm.
kind of happening
Yeah.
here, and then the second story happening here, and then a third one happening here.
Okay.
So they're like kind of intertwined, and they're just these really silly like.
Is it funny?
It's hilarious. I love it so much. Yeah.
Is it on Netflix? Can I watch
Yeah,
it?
yeah, it's on Netflix. Yeah, you should
Cool.
definitely watch it. Yeah, so it's kind of like based in Portland, like Portlandia, and
Ah.
it's like I think it's based on like Portlandia being weird and kind of a strange hipster sort of
Place.
town. Yeah, place.
Okay. Is it
And-
animated?
No, it's just yeah.
Okay.
Fred Armisen, Carrie Brownstein. Yeah, so it's really funny, and it had been a long time since I saw that show, but
Okay.
I watched it with my mom and brother, and that was nice. But yeah, it was good to like catch up on it too and see it again
Okay.
because it's really really funny. I really recommend it. It's hilarious.
You were talking about Bob's Burgers, I think.
Yeah, so on my
Tell me about
flight, so I'd always like been interested in that show
Yeah.
because I always saw it, but yeah, like on my flight back from so I stayed in Las Vegas on the way back.
Okay, wow, cool.
I didn't do anything. I kind of wanted to because I had like a 13-hour
gamble?
layover.
I think that's what they do, right? Gamble.
I wanted to actually just go to Taco Bell because I didn't even get to go to Taco Bell my whole time in America because I didn't bring my driver's license. I wish I brought my driver's license
Yeah.
because my mom didn't sell my car yet and I could drive.
Okay.
And literally, I didn't even want to really gamble. I want to play blackjack a little bit because I
Okay.
like it, but if the one thing I wanted to do, but
Yeah.
I didn't want to I wanted to play it safe because I don't want to miss my flight, of
Okay.
course. But the night before, I thought about like walking to like go play blackjack and then like maybe like go to Taco Bell also. But I didn't do it just because I didn't want to like play it. I didn't want to
Gamble.
too giddy, with missing. Yeah.
But
Also, gambling's no good, so yeah,
Yeah.
that too.
But if I go to Las Vegas, I've heard like they have like very good buffet, like unlimited food. Like for $25, they have. It starts with $25. It goes all the way. I don't know. So
anyway, back to the laptop.
When I get there-
so yeah, on my way back from Vegas,
Yeah.
flying
Mhm.
like yeah, I saw someone like watching Bob's Burgers and I was like, okay, I'll try this. So yeah, it
Ooh.
was like pretty cheesy. I would say it's like less funny and like it's
You
hard for
have
me to
internet?
understand the purpose of like the like what the show's going for. Like I don't
Okay.
know, but it was not bad.
how did you watch it on flight? Like, isn't your phone on flight mode in flight? Like,
No, they have like entertainment, like in-flight entertainment stuff.
okay,
Yeah,
so
so
it
it's-
has Bob's Burgers.
It had a bunch of TV shows. Yeah, that was one of them.
Okay,
So
I see.
yeah, it was pretty good overall. Like
What
it was
is it
definitely
about?
entertaining. So it's just about like this like family. I don't know if it's supposed to be in any
Yeah.
particular city, but it's about this family that
Makes burgers.
yeah, the guy Bob is like runs his own hamburger store, and the wife helps out there I think all the time.
Okay.
And then like 3 kids, it's like pretty similar to like I guess like a Family Guy Simpsons sort of
Ah,
show
yeah,
where you have
okay, I
like 3 kids,
Hmm.
and maybe there's even some sort of like alien other
Alien?
member.
In there?
Like how like Family Guy has like the dog
yeah.
Stewie or like like there might be another like I forget about that, but
Okay.
yeah, it was good. It was a good show.
What about that guy? What is that? Boom and horse jack thing? What is that? Boom and Jack.
Oh, BoJack Horseman.
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah,
Oh
I didn't
my
watch
God.
it.
The name
I
is
want to
so-
try not to watch it because it's not really good, but
Is it funny?
it's funny though. Yeah,
Okay.
it's really funny.
Is it like Family Guy?
Not really like Family Guy, but it's good.
Okay.
You really haven't seen it before?
No.
Oh man, yeah, it's funny.
Okay.
I always just watch the first episode over and over because I like the first episode.
My friend used to like Archer. You have seen Archer? I kind of saw that, but I got bored. Like, So yeah,
I don't
anime.
like Archer. I hate Archer.
Yeah, I started. I got bored and I didn't watch it again. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's go on to our next segment about books. And
Mm-hmm.
this guy needs to read more books, man.
Yeah,
Come
yeah.
on.
I
But anyway, I read quite a bit over
Okay.
the break. I guess that's one area I didn't waste.
Yeah.
So I guess it was pretty productive. So
Okay.
yeah.
What books did you read about?
So yeah, I read this book called Remnant that you also need to take
Okay.
from me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
it was
it
really
looks
good.
like some. It has Holy Bible on that, so.
Yeah, so it's
Not
perfect.
my type. Yeah.
Get out of here, man. But yeah, so this is good. The
Mhm.
Remnant by Larry
Okay.
Stockstill. I think even I forget if Larry Stockstill had a series on ISOM, it's like the International School of Ministry program that I
Okay.
went through like
What
last
does
year.
it talk about?
But it talks about it says restoring the call to personal integrity, but I would say so much of it was kind of many different commandments. So there's two parts: help for the dysfunctional church, and then the second part is the 10 Commandments of ministry. So yeah, kind of talking about how the church is kind of broken or dysfunctional
Okay.
and kind of help
Mhm.
in how to fix it. And then the bigger part too is kind of just a lot of different commandments that kind of go through different areas that yeah
Something.
ministry
Commandments.
areas.
Okay.
So yeah, it was really good.
Okay. Talk about that book. The alien thing.
The alien thing.
Yeah, the alien
Yeah,
thing.
so I just started last night this
Spear?
Sphere by Michael Crichton. So
Would you
yeah, so I
recommend?
mean, I didn't get very far, but
Yeah.
so basically like this alien ship kind of like crashes into the ocean, and I
Yeah.
think they're like they're gonna start wreaking havoc.
Okay.
And it's
From
about like
under
this
the
like
water? Like under the sea?
yeah, like under the sea, and
Can
like
they breathe in water, the aliens?
I don't know if there's aliens yet. I didn't get far enough,
Ah,
so
okay.
I can't tell you. But yeah, this Remnant book is really good. So I think we might have talked about it on previous podcasts, but I read The Go Giver,
Okay.
which is kind of like the laws of stratospheric success. So it talks about
Yeah.
some ways to
Oh,
have success
I remember that.
in your business.
Okay.
I think we talked about that, but
Yeah.
since then, which
That
we
is
did,
really good.
it was good,
I
yeah.
liked
But since then,
Laws.
what I didn't talk about was the business of the 21st century. So previously,
Okay.
I had read Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Yeah.
But this one was kind of it was completely about network marketing, and I think that term is kind of a cover up for
Okay.
the bad stigma around like multi-level marketing. So like, have you ever heard of MLM, like multi-level marketing?
No. What is it?
No. It's like I think it's just like this business scheme where
Okay.
basically you have like some product or something you're selling,
Yeah.
right? And then you have like it's like a graph, right? Kind of like a graph. So the person on top would make the most money,
Okay.
but they try
Hierarchy.
to get someone else to market
Okay.
with this idea that if you recruit people under you, then you
Okay.
can make money from
Them.
the business that they generate, and then all the people under them.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of like this graph of like
Yeah.
you making a bunch of money from
Okay.
other people under you that you recruit to sell
Yeah.
a product. So yeah, basically it was all about that actually, like network marketing and how that's like the future
Okay.
of business. It was a lot about entrepreneurship as well, but it was a
But
lot
what
about
happens to the people on the base, like lowest level?
well, it's always growing, right? So
Yeah.
that's like but yeah, I think there's a bad stigma around it because it's kind of like not
Someone is working
not
too hard
legit.
but not getting what he's doing with, I think.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, it was an interesting book.
Yeah.
I do want to kind of pursue entrepreneurship in the future, so it was a good book.
Okay.
Yeah. And then so I started that Sphere book, and then my dad, my cousin is a big fan of like Isaac Asimov, like science fiction. So they like science fiction a lot.
Yeah.
I'm still warming up to it. I'm not sure about it as a genre, but I want to grow. I think like in your palate in general, like literally your palate in life, as you mature and you grow up, I think you become accustomed to more things. Like for example, I never liked sushi. I never liked raw fish.
Okay.
Before I like came to Japan, and then since I came here, now I love sushi.
Ooh.
So in a similar way, I think like your interest in books and what you're interested in taking in kind of matures and develops as changes over time. So
since we are on the book section, like why don't you talk about your MacBook, like the new MacBook?
MacBook.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, my dad very
got it.
generously got this for me.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to being able to,
Make games using
much more
Unity.
quickly develop
Yeah.
games, do Unity. So,
It has
so that's
NVIDIA
super
graphic
good.
card. I think that's what MacBooks have usually. Does it?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. How much?
Must
Like
be.
2 GB, 1 GB? Oh okay. I see.
Yeah. But anyway, so tell me, so you haven't been reading really actual books, but tell me
Yeah.
what you've been reading on Quora.
So every morning I like kind of got this habit, but not on purpose. Like every morning I would just go and check my news. Like sometimes, when I get up. But what happened is like in my social section, I saw that Quora would every morning, like every day message, like I'll have a message from Quora. Like these are the recommended stuff that you can read about. So usually I have like, hmm. So one of the things I read about like was what is the secret to success. This was like a question they asked, and the person who replied was like, one day Bill Gates goes to, no, I think, yeah, Bill Gates invited Warren Buffett to his house, and his mother was the host, and the host asked like, what is the most important thing for success, and both of them simultaneously replied, focus. Bill Gates and Warren Buffett. So that's what one of the things I read. And then there was like, what is the this is just one day, okay? So every day I'll read like a lot of things. So what is the best motivation for life? So that's easy. Like the answer was like, that's easy. That like, when you have like that, this guy basically was a fan of some Disney character, Disney, what do you say, celebrity. But this fellow, after working hard and earning money, at the age of 20 he dies, like in his sleep. So, and he was perfectly healthy and he died. So this guy like got very motivated, because you never know when you'll die. So if tomorrow is your last day of, so would you do what you're doing today? So yeah, if that was your last day. So yeah, that was a good motivation for him. Then yeah, so then what's one habit you should drop in order to live your best life? So that was another question. So I basically will read these stuff, or sometimes I'll get like kind of emotional and read people's stories, like they'll write about themselves. So I think Quora is a good place, like if you don't have time to read actual books, but you have access to internet and a display basically. So you can just like go to Quora and just read. So when you keep reading these stuff, so Quora will automatically understand what you read more often, and it will give you according to that. So my stuff is always more like, what types of people are more successful, or how do you identify intelligent people, or is Vladimir Putin a high functioning, high IQ psycho, sociopath? So I'll get stuff like that in my Quora, and which I read every day. What makes an entrepreneur's mindset quite different from the rest? So as you keep reading, Quora understands what you want. Like it'll help you, and it'll give you everyday better stuff. How do I introduce good habits that can change my life? And in this like morning routine, drink plenty of water, which I started. I drink 2 liters of water every day anyhow. So that is a good thing. And focus on what's important. So yeah, this is what I do. Every morning I'll go read Quora, because I don't have time to read actual books. But I wish I did, because before I used to do that. And once I'm done with the AWS, I think I'll just read one of the books that you're uh, like recommending. I think I like the laws of statistical. What is it? So what is it?
Stratospheric.
Stratospheric success. Yeah, that's just like massive success, basically. Okay. Yeah. So that's the
But
my
may I suggest
situation.
an even better way to start off every morning, and that's by getting
No,
into
I
God's Word and
know.
reading the Bible.
Yeah, I
Come
tried
on,
that.
big guy.
Okay. Before I used to read the Bible like one stanza every day when I used to go to Lifehouse, I think. Yeah, Lifehouse. I got the Alive Bible, and I still have it in my previous dormitory. But then I got, okay. It was not something that resonating with me. But then when I found this stuff, that is like people talking about themselves and all that stuff, that's when I started having fun. So let's see. When I get older, I'll get maybe spiritually more mature, and when I'm in my 70s, 80s, 90s, like when I'm about to die, oh God help me, and I'll start getting spiritually all super powered. Then I'll start reading my Bible every day, and I'll be preaching, and I'll maybe become a pastor. Who knows? Who knows the future? What happens?
Yeah,
But
you're
yeah,
gonna become a
today I'm
pastor
not.
at age 70.
Yeah,
That's very likely.
when 80, 70. But right now, I'm just working hard, doing things. Yeah, learning how people did great things, and maybe following someone awesome, Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, someone, so I can become something like that, and then people remember me for that.
Do you just want
Yeah.
to make a bunch of money by being like big figure in tech, or?
No, I don't want to make a lot of money. That's not. So Warren Buffett made a lot of money, but he didn't like people don't know him for doing something. But people know Steve Jobs and people know like Elon Musk and people know Bill Gates because they are like public figures who did good, good and bad. Like I don't know, they did something which helped people, but also took money. Like so it's kind of debatable, but yeah, I want to be something like that that will be remembered after I'm dead. Yeah.
Yeah, I think legacy is important. Like
Yes.
leaving a legacy for
That's what I want.
the next generation or
Yes.
for people coming after you. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
so
good.
my name will be in the history books, and people will curse me. Oh my god, why did he do this? So I have to read about him.
So what are you gonna be known for?
I don't know. Maybe my tech stuff. Maybe I'll build some company that will help people. I was thinking about like whenever I go to my like I go by train, so I see this blind people like they have these dots and straight lines on your train stations. So they with their feet they recognize, okay, if it's a dot, they are it's like a place which is like going somewhere. So when they touch and see that there is like a straight path, so they can walk along that lines. So I'm thinking like, what if like instead of fixing, like we can now fix cataract and help people who are going blind to be able to see. But imagine something like prosthetic eye, like we have prosthetic hands. So in future maybe the technology gets better that we can build something like that. But if I can help in some way using all my cloud knowledge, like with machine learning, if I can identify something and identify objects and let them know what that is in front of them, to in some way or the other I can basically somehow help people, like something like that. I could make something to help someone and some people. These how do I say, they are not handicapped, they are, what is that, there's another good term for that, they are like differently capable people. So if I can help them to be more powerful, because once I was having this conversation with my uncle who's like a doctor. So I was just talking to him like about what if like I'm a programmer, so if I was blind, would I be able to do my job like I can today? I cannot do that because I cannot see code. And if you were a doctor, you cannot do your thing without it being able to see the patient. So these people who are blind, it's very difficult because they cannot do the same things that other people can. Like there are many professions that is cut out for them, are not able. Even teachers, you need to see your students, right, to be able to interact. But there are good teachers I know that are blind. So yeah, that is a good thing. So if I can make like someday, if I can make something or help someone, some blind people to become a doctor, and he can do that, or he can become a programmer, that will be like so awesome. So that is something I can be known for, I think.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's really hard to make something that really helps people
Yeah,
without
it's
like
very difficult
some
because
hard without some hardware at least, you know.
yes,
Because like yeah, I think
I think
my
I alone cannot do that. We will need a bunch of people. We'll think about it. We'll make a lot of failures. We'll put in a lot of money and fail a lot of times. But that's when we'll make. Because even with Elon Musk, he started with his company and that PayPal. But he didn't start with PayPal. He failed with Zip, and then it somehow got successful. He got money. But then he made another company that made a tie up with PayPal because it was failing and was not generating that much money, the bank thing. And then, so after a bunch of failures, that's when I'll be able to do that, because I'll need a lot of capital for that to try out something that big. Research and failure, and then I'll come out with something that will actually help people. So yeah, even with Angry Birds, they had like a lot of 56 prototypes of diagrams before it was actually they were able to get the Angry Bird, the red one. So before that, it was just failing, and they were like, "We'll try one more time. We'll try one more time." After failing so many games, so yeah, I think there's a lot of failures, but after that, we can come up with something that will actually help people.
yeah.
Yeah, that's in future. The goal, not today. Today is low. We are getting there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think in before the previous like law, before we could do it more easier because tech was not that developed, so it was how do I say, more easier to do stuff with. But I think as with cloud technology, as we everyone like even small startups have access to such big platforms without having to buy hardware. It's, I think, in future very much if, like possible that we can do a lot with a lot less failures. Yeah, but there's still time. It's just too early for that. Yeah.
Okay, let's just end off with talking about random stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, doesn't
So,
matter.
what food do you like recently? Oh, should I talk about that thing? Last week when I was like going after this podcast, like last week, in the train there was this lady. Oh my god, she farted so bad. And then there were ladies in front of me also, and they were like looking at me. So I was like so embarrassed. I got off at the wrong station, and this lady was like nothing. She was like no nothing, just standing there and letting it drip or something. So yeah, that happened so bad.
Yeah.
Anything funny
Yeah,
with you?
so in Chicago, we went to like this
Yeah.
hot dog place, like a chili dog place. It's called
Okay.
Portillo's. That was really good.
Mhm.
So yeah, it was good. Like eating food in America, I would say overall. We had a really really good paella.
Okay.
Ordered catered
What is a
for.
paella?
It's like, uh, yeah, it's like a rice and like shrimp and it's
Oh,
like cooked seafood with
ah,
rice
like
dish.
fried rice?
Yeah, like fried rice. Or not fried.
Is it liquid? Like how is it? Soup? No soup?
No, no soup. Yeah, it's
Okay.
like fried rice with like
Shrimp.
shrimp and
Oh
some.
wow.
Yeah, it was the one that we got was
Yeah.
really really good.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it could have been avoided, but some of it ended up going to waste, which is really a
Oh,
bummer
okay.
because it was so good. And I would, if I could choose like almost, if I could choose like any food to just
Yeah,
eat
yeah.
all the time, if I had
Hmm.
to only eat one food for the rest of my life or
Yeah.
whatever, that might be a high runner there because it
Oh,
was really
okay.
good. So
If I was to choose something like that, then I would eat Yoshinoya.
Yoshinoya,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
love it that much?
I love Yoshinoya
Just like
meals.
udon, or
No, no, no. I like the set, like with fish, gyudon, and what is that? Pickle.
fish? Just a fish?
Yeah, the salmon. They have it like with roasted on a pan, and then they just have salt on that.
Oh, I don't think
Yeah,
I've never
and
had that.
miso soup. Yeah, it's perfect, and it's not that costly also. I think it's just 800 bucks. Yeah, super good. And there's one Noshinoya near my place. It gives you like hot pot, and for just I think 900 bucks. So worth it. So yeah, Yoshinoya is super cool.
Yeah, and then we could talk about we had like shimbashi. We had
Mm.
like an all you can eat nabe.
Oh yeah. Oh
Tabe
my,
hodai.
that was
That was
super.
really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was like a nabe.
And it was
Um,
what is that? Tabe Ode and Nomi Ode for 3,000.
yeah, it was a good
So
price too
worth it.
for
Yeah,
Tabe no Mi Hodai
I
for
love that
just three
place.
thousand.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was really good.
I think we should go back
We should
again after
definitely go
some
again. Yeah,
time. Yeah,
yeah,
super. I like Ikinari steak also. I
yeah.
eat
I'm gonna
that
go for
every
the
week.
first time. You're gonna treat me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna go for the first
It's
time in my
fun.
life.
It'll be
Yeah.
nice. I think.
How many times have you been there? Would you say?
I think my card says like I have like 700. No, 7,000 points. So 7,000 points like so divide by 300. That many times. So I think 20 something. 20 times. I don't
Okay.
know. Just calculate it. A lot of times. I've been there. I go there basically every week. Sometimes twice. Yesterday also I've been there.
You went yesterday?
Yeah, I went yesterday. I go there all the time. But I wouldn't eat that all the time. Like if I had to choose a food to eat all the time, I wouldn't eat red meat all the time. Because then I would like have high blood pressure and die soon. So I don't want to do that. But yeah, I would choose Yoshino. It's much more balanced. With fish, it's like omega 3. It's good for your brain. So yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So what do you like? What do you think? Recently I was just like before I used to cook eggs, in a boiler, like in a cup, in a microwave because I was lazy, so I could just make scrambled eggs. But nowadays I'm even more lazier. So now just what I do is I just break eggs in a cup and just drink it. You know?
Really?
Yeah, I just drink it. So that way I don't need to add oil, which is bad for me, and salt, bad for me. So yeah, for health conscious maybe, and it's quick. And I like the taste. I surprisingly like the taste, unless I break the yolk. If I break the yolk, I don't think I like it. Yeah, the yellow stuff is good. No, white stuff is good.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that'll about wrap us up for today. Thank
Yeah.
you so much for listening. Have a
Thank you
wonderful
for having me.
2020. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Wish you all
Hope
the best.
you enjoyed the songs last time. Like, yeah, Christmas carols we sang.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned. We're gonna put it up on more platforms.
Yes.
So yeah, soon to come will be various other platforms, not just Spotify. So stay tuned for that. And we
Keep
will,
listening.
Yeah, keep listening. And
Have
thank
fun.
you for supporting the thing. And we'll be looking forward to seeing you in the next one.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Any closing words? Any closing words?
I don't know. See ya. Toodles.
Toodles. All right, thanks.
Yeah, bye bye.